So be very, very careful if you are short.
I also going to I'll hit it. I'm not in it yet, but I'm going to be in soon. It's going to be a new position alert. Plug Power up 12%, looking to take this number out here to the top side. So watch out, just in case, guys. Plug Power wants to go 13.05 there. They were upgraded. There's some news around them today, up 11 and a bit percent. We do like that one. Just checking back, man. Uber, we just took some. Come on, chart load. Uber, we just took some more out. This is our short, and it's a great one. Short Uber to the downside right now and out. What a great trade this has turned out to be. And by the way, Space does fade back down into that level, 1880. It didn't get back. I was sort of looking to see if we can get it near this VWAP, 1870, 1860. I do have bids there, but now we're breaking back to the upside. So Space, still have that one on, man. This is a 9-cent winner, so it's not huge. And then Uber right now is 25 cents in the money, but the market looking to make moves to the back to the upside. So that's why we're out of Uber right now. Very, very small position. Let's just watch and see how high up Space wants to go. The high of the day, 1920. So let's put an offer at about 1923. Take some out there and then hold the rest. I like to play in these quarters, guys.
Yeah, and we talked a little bit about Tesla, a possible like dip into that 420, and then on the north side back up, maybe taking it. It did miss that opportunity while trading in some other names here, of course, Virgin and Nikola to the south side. And I got an American Airlines as I'm shorting that.
매도 주문이 체결되었습니다.
Action off of 420. Hold that on Tesla. That's where I would try to jump into it, having missed a bit of a break to the upside already. When we talk about Tortoise here, it's starting to, you talk about selling the news, obviously, it's starting to maybe flush off a little bit off this 50 level. You are seeing it fail to get back up through here. So if it rolls over again, I'd almost join this party. Still up 12%, but could be worth it off this 50. If you start to slide back down, maybe pick up some 49 50s, give it 50 pennies or so. This gives you all the way down to this next level, and it's like $1 worth of upside for like 50 cents risk without even breaking towards the current low. So still have the Nikola short on, still have the Space long, looking for this shill, SHLL, for a 49.50 entry with a 50 stop on that name, guys. So we'll get involved if we get that breakdown. The other one I want to go back to, of course, I just mentioned Tesla to you, a U1. Forming a bit of a bottom, no moss. I'm not touching this one long, even if it breaks back to the upside. I don't want any part of it. OXBR should be unhalting any second now. I'm going to be looking for a shot that one. 390 is the price that I'm looking at. It is back to the upside, but I'm not going to step in front of this as it's going parabolic. I do want to see if it holds that level I found on the daily chart. That's the 390 area.
And guys, Plug Power gives us a bang. Nice little win there for Plug Power. Long right now, 13.05. Thanks to the viewers there. And Brendan talked a little bit about that near its day's high there. So up a little bit over 12% right now and trying to keep going, man. We're long at 07. So it's not a great trade yet. We've just been getting out 10s, 11s, 12s, and the high is 11.5. So getting out some good prices right now. Let's keep going. Okay, Space. I told you we'd get out some there on the high side. High of the day, 22. That's exactly where we got out. We put our order at 22 and sniped that one. We do have a buyer here at 17, but look, there's an iceberg order here at 20. What does an iceberg order mean? Well, there it goes. It's gone. But what it was doing was you don't see, like right now, you only see about 1,000 shares. There we go. Attaboy, Space. Attaboy. Let's make sure we get some out here if we can at 27. What we're talking about here is every single number on this side here, right side of the level 2, is by 100. Bang! A nice little win there. We're slaying that dragon. That is Virgin Galactic. We've been hitting that one upside for you today. We talked about why we like that. And then what an iceberg order was, again, I just keep saying the same thing over and over, is that when there's more shares here than what's visible, right? So you keep getting an order that keeps refreshing. I thought I saw one there at 1920. It broke and ripped to 30. But nice win. I know you have this one as well, Neil. But for right now, we'll scare everybody. We'll put some falling money on these things there. Not sure who that looks like, but I think it's me. Not you. That's for sure, Neil.
Yeah, thank you for the reload there, Valeria. I'll get to this in a second, OXBR. The turnaround, we kind of called it, but I did miss the short initially here. It is 10 o'clock, guys. I need to get to the big screen. Brendan for Happenings now.
Hey guys, yeah, it's Monday, 30 minutes in the books. Let's have a look at how things are shaping up here in North American markets. Nicely higher right across the board. S&P 500, 1.2% to the upside. The Dow leading here 1.3% so far for the Dow 30. Tech stocks, the NASDAQ in positive territory, but outside of the norm. We typically, over the past couple of weeks, have seen the NASDAQ leading anytime the market is higher. So nice to see the Dow taking over here. The Russell, 1.6%. Here in Toronto, the TSX about a full percent. Down in Brazil, 4%, 0.95 for the Bovespa as well. Let's have a look at a few things from the watch list, guys, that we are still looking at as possible ideas here. XPAD, that other EV space participant, did get a nice flush off of the orbit all the way down to 1850, but just took back 19. This congestion here in the free market was all about $19. So let's see what happens if it gets rejected there. Might see lower prices on XPAD. We'll shift over to another one here. LAC, this is the other lithium player. Neil mentioned this at one point, but again, same sort of story. $10 here. Big number for LAC. Lithium America needs to get back above that $10 before it starts moving higher. And PLL, that Piedmont, this is the Tesla deal. Lithium player just broke that downside area. This was 32.50, we'll call it, was the downside area of this congestion in the pre-market. So moving to the downside for PLL, guys. Back over to you.
So, look, I'll hit it here and I'll go with, I don't know, line it up and knock them down. I feel like I didn't knock this one out, obviously. For those of you that are paying attention to the chat, you can see on the chart I have no executions on OXBR. It was 390 area that I wanted to see it roll over. It broke briefly, got to $4. You're seeing it test down. The only thing I would caution here is the fact they couldn't get back through like $3. This is the previous halt on the way up here, that 290. I would be watching out for it. There could be a consolidation, give you another opportunity for a short. Holding 3 would be a little bit scary for me. We watch these, and if you miss a trade, you don't want to sit there chasing. I missed a short at 3. I tried to pick some up at 375, 380 on the way down. It would have been fantastic, but that's come and gone, guys. If you missed that trade, you don't want to force another one. Virgin started to pull back here. As all of this is happening, I actually did get some more shares out. I said in front of it would be in front of 950, but it started to turn to 35 and saw a bit of an order this, so I took some more shares off. I still have some Nicholas short, but that's also bouncing back. I can tell you that AAL, you can't win on every single trade, so we'll go with spicy action. But AAL, I did take the short in front of that 1270. It just broke upside, so it's going to be positive news that it wants to break up lower consolidation. 1950 held, I've reversed it along. I'll see if I can't get this to work through the high of the day. Market holding steady, at least for now, and I find myself in an American Airlines long. This from our watch list, of course. You don't get to everything, but if you do have the watch list, you see what is actually moving in the day, so that you're trading what actually gives you some potential. Brendan, what do you got?
I just saw the CLDX. Big move here, 20%, guys, 20+% for CLDX. Nice technical break, so I'm going to look into that one. Here's the SPWR. If you are watching along on SPWR SunPower, little solar company, they received a couple of big contracts this morning, so up 10% on that, guys.
Right, guys, yeah, I'm probably not included there. I didn't. Sorry about that, Brad. I had no idea. Neil was throwing to you. You guys test my unit if you can, even though we already did. Plug power. That's what we're doing, guys, and that's where the money keeps coming in from. We hammered that one long at 1306, 1307. I believe it was. Maybe it's not anymore. There we go, up to 25. So plug power. Kaboom! Big time win right there for you guys as well. And then Neil was talking about Virgin, but here we go, making moves to the upside again. We're long here, out. The high of the day, 35. So we'll wait to see if that's coming in as well. But we are at the highest spot for us all day. So that's been a good one. Uber, man, that one breaks through $36. What a great out we had off this 87. Bang, 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 bang. Unfortunately, my order, and again, we're doing too many things. You'll see us talk about this. Maybe this will come up in our question when we have our Q&A today at 12:30. But, when I get out of this short there, it cancels my stop orders to go long to the upside. But we did give you that one. We tweeted that out early. Like we keep saying, it was on our watch list. We talked about Uber. I gave the 36 level. I even marked it off. I don't know where the mark went, but $36 long. That was the high of the day. It breaks it, and Bob's your uncle the rest of the way. Space now, Neil, I almost got back to day's high, but faded out there. It's plug right now that's at day's high, and we got this long, so hopefully you guys are all there. Chris, we'll get to you in a minute after I read this, but I did. Oh, you're welcome, Jerry. Got into plug at 13. Let's go. I posted that up as well. We'll get to this after Neil taking. I'll find out what AMBO is going on.
Yeah, we're going to get to that in a quick second. I do want to get you guys back to JE. I've been successful. This one was frustrating because it should have been long or short, but nothing to do that 46 break. It's going to hold you. And again, I'm going to quote you prices in Toronto. You can be trading in New York as well, but just make sure you do the conversion. I'm working off this 46 level Toronto, bouncing back. I will probably jump into some to the south side just to get you back over to not space into Nikola. It is bouncing up here at least a little bit. It did make that flush. I thought we'd get down around 17. I took two legs out, 70s, then in front of 18 even. I'm still holding a third. Break even stop for me through 19. 1904 is my short price. Nikola under pressure. Once again, it feels like that's always going to be the case. You talked about that symbol that was halted. I'm gonna check that one out because I actually do think it's actually on the AMEX. So I put it on my quote board for NASDAQ, assuming that was going to be the case, but I think Brendan might have the news on that one.
Yeah, they're teaming up with Amazon. It looks like. I'm just trying to pull that up. Oh, it's on the AMEX, you just said. AMBO Education, here we go. Partnership with Amazon in digital professional education training and certification. So that is 902. That one came out, guys.
Okay, so good one. Thank you, Chris, for that. If you want to know ours, it's AMBO over here on NYSE. There we go, American. On NYSE American, so we'll check it out really quickly. Daily chart, obviously great news coming on that. Anytime you can partner with Amazon, you'll probably get screwed on the margin, but you should get a lot more business. So 480 to the upside here. We always look at past levels. It looks like it's already been up here once. 480, if that's not correct, and I apologize for 480. We've been there. 320 is the back end. That's kind of where we started off today. So let's wait to see here. 2.79 million shares, Chris. Once it comes open, let us know on the chat, and we'll come back and look at it. Obviously, we don't have a position right now, so I think it can get up to $5. That's where it looks like it just ran to there. I don't know why all these defense are coming off here at 277, but this is what a halted state looks like for us.
Yeah, I'm just going to update you guys quickly on my space statement of Virgin Galactic, actually. I'm not looking at this 1890 area to go with a stop here, just to let it trail back in. I'll give it about 15 pennies or so, allow it to break through 19, even see if it gets a secondary push to the upside. Still bullish on this name. Just to clarify, someone in the chat was asking, why do I like Nikola? I'm actually only been short this morning on Nikola. And it wasn't even something that was on the watch. A lot of names in the EV space were, but it broke this level, 1950, and got absolutely crushed down to 19. So I just look to play that momentum. You've seen what happens on this name the last few days. But keep in mind, sometimes it gets squeezed to the upside, especially past 10 to 11 o'clock. You might see that happen. I'm hanging on to my short with a break-even stop. If it goes above 19.10 or so, I will be out of making more of a trade. But it's already a one and done, and it's been a good one so far. But it was a short, not a long one.
12, yeah, good to clarify that. And again, you guys have to remember something. Neil and I, obviously, we trade with different time frames than a lot of you viewers out there as well. Neil and I use different shares than you guys, so you really got to just sort of base what we're talking about as more scalp trades, right? We do not hold overnight or anything like that. So I think that's very, very important for you to understand. We're in and we're out, and hopefully we're doing some of these like we just finished doing on Plug Power. And this is the whole point right here, guys. As Plug Power makes moves to the upside and it blows up, you saw me get excited there. We take the profits out. I mean, whether or not Plug goes to $14 tomorrow, $15, $10, whatever, we're out of that trade. So just on that topic, I right now have 10% left of my Plug Power. I haven't taken anything out for a loser. So this will be the first spot, and it's simply going to be a break right now. I think I just put it in there of 13. So you're going to break that back down through 13. This is how we trade. I told you I get out at the quarters. So, I mean, this is just as a ratio thing. You could put on a hell of a lot of shares if you trade with this kind of a risk, right? And so that's the thing. A lot of us Neil will put on a bigger position and maybe scalp out faster. Same with me. If we're holding for a little bit longer, it's probably because we have a little bit less risk on and we're hoping for a bigger move. Not to talk for both of us, but that's just, we trade differently than the majority of our viewers.
No, he's dead on. I mean, that's just how it's going to be. You have to treat every trade a little bit differently. Gonna throw to Brendan in just 2 seconds here, but OXPR halted upside. I actually got triggered in when 4 broke, and it was right about the halt. I did not want to hold long into the halt, so I immediately got out in that 15 seconds before it happened. Should open up in about a minute or two, but Brendan is at the big screen. He's got some upgrades and downgrades. I'm pretty sure OXPR was not upgraded.
Hey guys, yeah, let's get you some more symbols to have a look at. A couple of these we've talked about already, but I'll show you a few once we get the TV to move. There we go. Thank you, guys. Carnival. Yeah, we were talking about some of the travel names, airlines and cruise lines moving to the upside today. Carnival catching an upgrade. FedEx, I mentioned UPS, all-time highs. FedEx also having a nice day. Snapchat, Pins, and Spotify all updated or upgraded today. Snapchat having a nice day, 3.8%. Not much to look at on the downside. That is your power. Hasn't moved down enough volume to care about. PDF Energy, very, very strong, even with downgrade across that entire group this morning as well. Snapchat, though, yeah, nice gap to the upside. A couple of upgrades on this one. 25.50 ended up being a bit of a pivot there. We're above that, trying to push new highs right now for Snapchat. You can have a look at Pins as well. Also decently strong. Expedia, one that was downgraded. Big flush off the open, but we're right back to day highs for Expedia. Guys, back to you.
Thank you very much, Brennan. I just want to jump to one name. I haven't traded it today. Vaxart is a name that I'd be involved in, and what a great setup it was for a bit of a flush here. It's worth noting now because, look, you don't want to harp on trades that were missed. I just want to go back to some prices from last week. Watch out for this sort of 675 area, right to where we are right now. That's $7.25 worth of chop. There was a ramp off this level in the afternoon Thursday, and then some follow through on Friday. If it breaks that 75, this could come all the way back to last week's low of 620. So hang on, or watch out, if you are long in Vaxart through 675, that could be a bit of a break down price. I might be shorting that through that price as long as we get shares at a reasonable price. Sometimes we have to pay for locate through VXRT. If they're a reasonable price, I'll go ahead and short 675. Just Nikola short Virgin long, and American Airlines just got the long, but that one is basically flat right now, going sideways on AAL. The market's trying to head back up, so I'll see if I can get that $213. That's the current.
Okay, here we will see what's happening. Okay, looking forward here. Space, we did get out. We talked about why. And again, how can Space be one of my top stocks when it looks like this? I just explained to you how and why. What up to Karen Patrick coming through as well. Thank you so much for becoming a new member. I think you might have missed a few other members. Thank you, Chris, for that AMBO as well. And then here it is. Well, that's Chris as well. We did have a few new members, but thank you so much for that. And today, of course, we do have coming up at 12:30. We need to keep talking about it. I don't have it. If you guys can find it, I just went by it. But coming up at 12:30, we do have no one's. Oh, you go on your page. Go ahead.
Coming up at 12:30, guys, it's our first ever live Q&A, so you can ask us on anything you want. It's going to be, we'll finish the show, we'll grab some lunch, maybe a quick coffee, and we'll be right back here, right at it. All three of us, Valeria will be here as well, so throw those questions in. This is a way for us to give back to our members. We love the support that you've given us, so we wanted to do something for you, and that's going to be today at 12:30. So I really do hope you guys stop by and enjoy yourself. Hopefully I'll be enjoying myself on a secondary push in Virgin Galactic, but yeah, it is consolidating lower. I did give it to this 1890 area. So far that's held, but if it goes through, it's already been a bit of a scalp long, and then I try to hold some for a bit more. This is just the last, less than it's like 10% of the position left, guys. So it's either a home run through 1950, get to the 12, or I'll give it to that 1890 area. Thank you, Matt Murray. Don't know how to become a member. Valeria will be all over that. I think she'll help you out with that, so you can join in there. Thank you so much for the super chat. We hope to see you there, Matt. That and an AAL long, which is still going nowhere. I want to get to PLL because it started to sell off once again. I'm going to look for a bottom break on this. I would have much preferred to get this short off 40, as I mentioned. Gave you almost no chance. That's a $4 candle in the first minute that I missed out on. Brendan, what do you got?
We've been talking about some of these little teeny tiny companies this morning. There's U1. There's also this one, guys, CARV, that also popped up way back when, the first time that U1 went crazy. So have a look at CARV doing higher relative volume, and also the one that we were talking about just before, OXBR was the other one, all from the same group, guys. So OXBR, CARV, and U1. There's no significant news on any of these, it looks like, but higher relative volume, guys.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Brendan, last time these all moved, one of the themes was like buyback Carver. I think he was part of that play. The reality from each of those, when they did move up last time, was they all got sold off. Let's be quite frank about it. Sean and I were trading U1. It was one of the craziest things I've ever seen because U1 had parabolic moves for 2 days in a row, and then when it sold off, its D-class shares went parabolic to the upside. I've never seen such an obvious dislocation and an easy short trade than I saw that day on U1K. So do watch out. Of course, it's come almost all the way back. It got to like $50, came back in. I'm not touching this thing to the long side today. You won't see me in a long unless it's purely accidental. In U1, it is making a bit of a bounce, and you might look to yourself saying, oh my goodness, it's down 11%. Look where it came from. I can pick it up at 520 or 550. Nope. No moss for me. If it gets to 7, I'll probably look to short in front of that level. I won't be part of any breakout of the stock.
Okay, here we go. Yes, thank you, Matt Murphy, and thank you, SH, and everybody that helped there to become. I just put boom in the chat there. Thank you for becoming a member. Oh, and thank you for a bunch of people here. There's Matt Murphy there, or Tara Patrick, already gone over that. Matt Murphy, and then welcome Genzi Machado. Thank you so much, guys. Make sure you join us at 12:30, and the link will be there as well. Okay, Workhorse. Oh, we're going to fall in a hole there. We'll go pop a wheelie because, yeah, we fell over on Uber. We tried a little bit of a short, and then we went long, eventually breaking through 50. This call was long through 36. I hope you guys still have that. We didn't give back barely anything. We tried to short through 50. We got some out at 33 there for 17-cent win. The loser was a break to the downside there. Workhorse, new position alert, guys. New position alert. Workhorse right now. Hitting the bullseye. We'll see if we can go upside. We are long just right now, right here. What's up?
Another one having a good day here, guys. Boeing, 5.5% for Boeing. We talked about it briefly in the pre-market. 165. A couple of upgrades on this. Analysts basically pointing to the positivity and potential positivity of the 737 MAX getting back into the air. So nice one for Boeing today.
Okay, here goes Workhorse. So we're getting ranked up right now on Workhorse. $25.80. We're approaching that $26. We did go long there, breaking through this little level. We liked Workhorse again, was on the watch list there, but now we start to trade it. Getting some out here, obviously ahead of 90 of O's. There it is, bang! Buy O's, bye-bye, boom, 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 going to the upside. Nice little trade here as, I don't know, we'll just go long on some of these names right now. Long on Plug and long on Workhorse. Let's get this EV space moving, guys. Bang! A nice little 20-cent win in 2 minutes. Let's go.
Yeah, and speaking of nice little wins, not out yet, but I talked about SHLL, just a bit of a sell the news off of that 50 level. It does bounce off of that price. It comes back below 49.50. I'm able to get in a couple times here. Average price, basically 49.50 as intended. I'll take some out in front of 49. I'll work it all the way down to this higher low at 48.60. Ideally, you'll get a break here to get over a dollar winner. I feel like that would be almost wishful thinking, but the momentum looks like it's a little bit out of SHLL. We can work this one to the downside so far. A nice little win here. Virgin is back to the upside, so it holds at 18.90. Still have that long at 19, guys. That we're working all the way up here. Hopefully get a 19.50 break. TLL, that's the other name that's heavily traded this morning. 8.5 million shares. It's already had a couple of halts, but starting to level off. Now this is the Tesla deal. Obviously, that's a great catalyst. It was a good fade trade. I like it below $40, but right now you're having to take it. If you short it off of the 35 or 33 level, I'll take a little piece here on the sideways action. But the big short, as I mentioned, I missed that big short right here on the downward halt. I wasn't pleased to halt to the downside. When that happens, I'm going to jump into that party, guys. So I'll short off 33. Right here, you can give it about $1. I think we get down to that 30 range. That breaks 28 is lower.
Yeah, and I mean, this has just been a fantastic little day here. We'll put the money and just spin it, man, because right now, Workhorse, beautiful out there, man. 18, 19s, 20s. This is a 32-cent design, or 32-cent design, as I read something about Nicola right there, buying their designs. Wow, Trevor Milton. I mean, the saga continues there. Neil's on top of that one, but watch Workhorse. We're almost out. That's why I want to give that to you. Guys, we're into 25% left. Right now, best out there at 20. Watch out here as this just came back in. Not really sure why. Plug Power still making moves back to the upside here. As we talked about 13 possibly holding. That was going to be our out spot. It was actually down here more. But there it comes back to the upside. Let's make sure we take some of that up. But right now, 10-cent win on Plug, which is decent for a $13 stock. But much more decent was this beautiful 40-cent win in on Workhorse, taking here long at 84, all the way up to 20s. So let's call that 16 cents, or 26 cents top to bottom, 36 cents top to bottom, and then now we'll get out of the majority of that on the way up. So we're changing up the game a little bit. We're going into scout mode right now. Earnings season kicks off on Thursday with our boy PepsiCo. So there'll be a little wild ride near the end of the week here for us. But let's take out some more Workhorse that's bouncing back upside and plug. Look, everything's making the money. We're at our highest spot today. Let's just keep going. Let's get some more names here with our small cap recap with Mr. Bentley.
Hey guys, yeah, we'll recap a few of the small caps that we were talking about early on this morning. I want to mention this one right off the bat. U1, probably the easiest structured trade this morning. Very obvious level in the pre-market, formed around 720, 725. Just could not get above that 20 area, 25. Kept seeing sellers show up there. So pretty easy level to get in front of. And then the flush off of the open down to 5. So average price around $7 there. Gave you a pretty good out down at 550, even 525. So a nice move. Back to the downside for U1. Again, we mentioned no real catalyst that we could see as to why those things were up in the pre-market. INO just creeping now into mid-cap territory. It's actually just above 2 million on the market cap, but we'll talk about it. Nice break to the downside here, 1150 down to, these are prior levels that I had way back when. Just left over on the chart here, 1075 and then 1025 was a prior level going back a couple months ago. We were trading this as well. Down at these levels, so 1075 and then 1025, so out around that 1075 on the break to the downside. Nice move down for INO this morning after that halt. This thing's nuts, yeah, 534% for OXBR. This is actually a winning trade on the short side if you caught that initial move to the downside this morning, but looks nuts now, all the way up to $7. But still watching OXBR. Let's go back over to Sean.
Yeah, buddy. Okay, Virgin Galactic. I mean, yeah, we'll do some backflips for all you guys. Everything that we've given to you guys today. You know, most of these names on the watch list, we talked about that. But at 9 o'clock, man, I mean, what did we talk about? I told you about Space breaking 19. We had that, so boom on that one. We talked about Uber breaking 36. We didn't have that. We took the short, we averaged in, and then killed that one before 36 eventually breaking and giving you guys absolutely everything you want. INO, I mean, does it get any better than $1.50, $1 win, right even before the market opens? Probably not. And then Plug Power, booming it back to the upside right now. A good little spot to get out now on Plug as it goes right up to 1320. And yeah, someone said, I think it was Mr. Wheelie Man last week, said, you know what, you gotta have a timer because yeah, I completely forgot about Hydration Nation. So as it's getting hot in here again, I gotta go fix the, it's 25 degrees Celsius right now as we approach, or as it is, September 28th. That is super warm. Yeah, Brendan's going to,
I thought it was
Brendan
light,
giving the news, but he also works in the HVAC business. So thank you so much, Brendan. That's a joke. Thank you so much, Brendan, for adjusting the thermostat, my friend.
Yeah, my HVAC is actually pretty great. Big old ball. But a couple of positions to update you on. Took a quick little break here. PLL in front of, and I said 33, and I showed you 33.50 on the chart, so I'll correct that for you. 33.50 is that little top. If it rolls, I'll take some out in front of 31. It looks like it is headed back to the downside. I got 33.46 is an average price here, so about $1.50 for a target on that. INO finally breaks that 12, so there you go. They just took that 12 even area. I actually missed it on the way up. It came back down. Gave me an entry point. I'm going to give this to like 1160 or so and then see if it can't ramp back up. We just talked about how big of a gap this is to that little upside. I'm not saying it's going to fill in the gap. That's not ridiculous. Even last week's bottom at 1450, that seems like a high in the sky target there, guys. We'll get to that one in just a quick little second there. I'll take my Unity off because my Unity's died, guys. We'll have to throw to Brendan, but Brendan, what do you got?
Just a huge volume spike on Gap. You know, oh hum, another day, another 5% for GPS to the upside. We talked about this one a couple times back on Friday. There was some Kanye-related news. Wasn't going to do anything unless he gets a board seat. Big volume spike you can see just came in as we took out 1710 there. Day highs, guys, for GPS.
Yeah, because Kanye on a board is something that everybody wants. Okay, Uber right now, and that was a joke. I don't think people on Gap would want that, but I guess what Kanye's been doing to Adidas has been fantastic. So watch out for some GPS there, and I'm not talking about the positioning system. We'll watch Gap soon. Okay, 3640. Looks like we were probably right in shorting Uber upside right now, so I'd like to see it get back into the 50s and see if we can't put on a spot at that point. But right now, Uber coming back down a little bit as it's only 10:30. Lots of market still to come here. We should have probably shorted Uber, well, we did short it, but we should have probably held on to it. It gets as high as 36.60. As I look for more longer term, Uber's busting out a little bit here off of this 50-period moving average. We did talk about that last week, how it came off, touched it, and now you still have some upside break to come, but that has to be 38.50, 38 and change. So right now, Uber's kind of stuck in no man's land right here. I do like the short, but it needs to get back up to 50 before we do anything about that. Good little out on plug. We got the majority of them out again there at 20. Now we're just holding 5%. We got out of half of what we had left. Now we hold the other half for a 13 break. We'll see about plug. There goes space. Good trade.
Yeah, space through 1950. That's now 60 pennies in the money. INO that long through 12 even. I just took some out at 40s. Gonna work this one out from this 12 even break all the way. I mean, pie in the sky, like I said, 1450. But I'll have legs all the way up to with an 1160 stop. That's working deep for us. I can tell you the rollover is on in PLL. We just took some out in front of that 31 level, 31.26. So $1.20 winner on the first leg here. If it flushes at 31, next stop 30 and 28, the current bottom. So this short is on. I think we got a good one here running to the downside. From one short to another, I did also talk about the rollover in Tortoise SHLL. 49.48 we got as an average price. Took some out in front of 49 for a 45-cent win. Just got some out for a 70-cent winner in front of this level here, 48.16. If it breaks this, and again, I probably don't think it's going to be a home run all the way down to 47. But if it does break this, I'll use that momentum to get out wherever it happens to turn in front of 47. But a great short on SHLL. Looks like the PLL might be even better than that. The only thing not moving for me is American Airlines. I guess it's no guarantee if it's on the watch list. The entire space is on the watch list. The market is absolutely booming to the upside here, Sean. American Airlines is in the money for me, 8 cents. 8 cents
That's
on
not
that.
bad. I mean,
The market's
again. There's
you
lots.
see the ES right now? Come on.
Remember, there's lots of news there. Obviously, they got the loan, and they talked about some of that as well. Okay, we are ready for Valeria. Let's give it to her at the big screen.
Hey guys, today at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Neil, Sean, and Brandon will be answering on members' questions. So guys, in order to participate, you can join our membership at the link I'm sending on the chat. Also, you can find join button on our homepage. Well, tune in at 12:30 at the link I'll be sending on the chat. And please smash the like button. Back to traders.
Well, that's how you join. So good job there. Thank you so much, Valeria, for that. Anybody wondering how you joined and became part of that interesting Q&A we're going to have today? That's how. And thank you to everybody becoming members today as well. Everyone that's been there for sure. Yeah, exactly. I think AC's decent on that trade. Okay, there's another member. Thank you so much for Bollinger Bandit. I wonder what technicals you're using there, but what's up with that Bollinger? Okay, 26-10, making the upside here. I still hold on to workhorse. We are going 25.84. Think we can get all on the upside. The reason why I don't hold on to this one, as I said, not too many shares. It's pretty much coming up. We'll still be having long. But we're going to wait to see on the last 10% and grow this account a little bit more here. 26.30 is that next part here for you.
AMBO, guys, we talked about this one earlier, the AMBO education with the Amazon deal just reopened here. Straight back to highs. So we're right back to where we were in the pre-market, which is also 52-week high. So AMBO, if you missed it, keeping up with Amazon. So 191%.
매도 주문이 체결되었습니다.
Good. Thanks to Chris for the super chats.
Speaking of halts, guys, look, you're going to see that 4 even area, 390 to 4 even, what we call the first pullback on OXBR. Like I said, I accidentally got long when it halted up the last time. I did not want to hold through the halt. Would it have worked? Yes. Does that matter? No. You don't want to do something against your rules. It's now just halted again. It's starting to go parabolic here. I really don't have anything obvious that I can look at for levels. So it's simply a matter of this one halting, opening lower off one of those and halting to the downside. So I'm not touching OXBR until there is a downward halt. Once that happens again, to me that means the squeeze is over. Well, the squeeze might be over, I should say, not for sure, but it needs to be a downward halt. Starting to get out of hand here, 650% to the upside, and still going on OXBR, guys.
And that's the thing. When you get caught in some of those moves, you got to watch out, make sure that you're not caught in too many crazy alts or anything like that. So good move there on that name. Workhorse still going. We got Brendan again. What's up, Pete?
Genius Brands, guys. Genius Brands as well will have a little bit of a volume spike here to the downside. I just noticed this thing was back below 120. 120 was that level I think we were looking at back on Friday when this thing popped up. But what about back to the downside? This thing was like $10 way back when we were trading, guys. Genius Brands doing some volume.
Yeah, and I'm not going to split hairs with this one here. I'm going to take off Virgin Galactic right here at 19.75 or so. Like it just, I had $20 as a target anyways on this. I do see it start to slow just a teeny little bit. For me, that's going to be good enough. I want an opportunity here if it is going to roll over to be clear-headed, but a short opportunity at 20. So we're going to go, I don't know, slay the dragon, whatever you want to call it, on Virgin Galactic. I probably should have hit to the moon. That actually would have made sense. But dragons were in my head for reasons which are ridiculous because last night I had to read The Paperback Princess to my daughter, and there was a dragon in that one. That's why it's in my head. But PLL here, I did take another leg out in front of 31. Still have half the position, and the two targets for that are 30 and 28. That's what we're going to do with this short. Still have a 33.40 stop. Tortoise, only 60 cents in the money, was over $1 before. Looks like it might be catching just a little bit of a bid. I believe we have Brendan.
Let's go back to penny stock land. We mentioned a couple of these back on Friday. CTRM, Castor Maritime, and there's also that ship as well, SHIP. Some of the oil shippers coming back to life here a little bit this morning. You can see nice little volume spike on CTRM, up 8% today. Valeria is watching what is moving around over in Europe this morning. What's up, Pete?
Yes, Brandon, Diageo is up more than 5% after saying it had made a strong start to its fiscal year 2021. Back to you.
Yeah, about an hour left over in the session in Europe. We'll update at 11 o'clock, guys.
Diageo there, maker of fine alcohol and spirits. So good on you, Diageo. Constellation Brands coming up, I believe, tomorrow here. STZ, so we'll watch that. We'll watch the beleaguered Canopy investment that they have as well going down the drain. We just gave you space early. That's been a big win for you guys. Obviously, we only had one in there at 19, so I hope you still have that. And again, just because we don't doesn't mean that you shouldn't. Depends on your time frame and how you're trading. Watch out here, man. Space going to the upside, and like we say, cheesy now, but to the moon, going SPCE, obviously. That just keeps going. We did bring that to you early. Look at AMD coming back from the dead as well. We've been really short side bias on AMD for a while, but now it's making moves to the top. C79, I want to say welcome to new member Howell, Warren Howell. Thank you so much for coming up. Oh, and another one. Lee ID, what's up? It's going to be a good show for us for sure today. Glad that everyone's joining up with us right now today, as well as we keep 6,000 generally pretty consistent there, 6,000 viewers. So thank you so much for everything there. And there it is, guys. Space. I see everybody on the chat, everybody loving that. So good looks there. Okay, we'll see here upside AMD, Apple, and space.
Sean, there is a down halt in OXBR. Finally, it looks like it turned around, but opened back up, got as high as 962. We just halted down at 690. So, first thing I always look for is what's the next level up. There's nothing really we can go off of except for the previous halt price at 8. If it's going to open below there, I'll short off of that one. Again, I always look for the first sign of the buying to be done, the squeeze to slow down a little bit. I think we've just gotten it here. I'll take a short if we can get it holding 8 even to the downside, but I won't chase it. If I can't get it at a price better than like 650 to 670, then I don't want it onto the south side. That's giving entirely too much room off of that 8 level. I will update you on a few positions here. One of them, INO. Thank you, David Bishop, for jumping in here. New members I guess you guys are excited for this Q&A. We are as well. 1250 just got taken out in INO, so I have taken some out on the way up on a 12 break. Next level 13, and then from there 14 even. 1450 was the bottom of the gap. If you want to look at the higher time frame, which you probably should again. 1450 was the bottom on Thursday. It was also the bottom on the 17th. That would be the ideal price for the last quarter. If it gets 13, I'll be perfectly happy with that as well. If we test 13 even, I'll then move my trail, my stop from 1160 to break even at 12. But nice long here in INO, filling the gap to the upside. Brendan, what do you got?
Speaking of HVAC systems, Carrier Global here, 3% to the upside, 52-week highs, above that little wick there on the daily chart. So CARR in New York up about 3%. You can see the volume up here at these recent highs as well coming back in. So nice move for them today, guys.
All right, Workhorse right here doing the same thing, just making moves to the upside as we get out of a last little bit there, and now we hold to see how high Workhorse wants to go. It does make new highs there intraday, up to 26.30. We got out at 15 there on the pop. Now we'll hold a little bit. Obviously, was expecting it to break higher. Space, there it is. I guess that's 1,000. Space comes up to 20 there and then hits back. So I think this is a decent spot to maybe think about getting long for that run back to 20, guys. So let's do that. Take a little tester here long on Space.
Yeah, we'll just get some more shares out on PLL. I did the arrows down, but I'll go Slapshot as well for you. It just touched that 30 even area, so that's a $2.50 winner, 30.22. Next leg down is going to be this 28.60. That's actual low of the day. Ignore some of these previous prices. What parabolic you can see as of last week. I'm not saying it's going to come back anywhere near any of these levels for the daily chart, but I am going to move my stop down now that it's now broken through 30. My stop is going to go to 32 from 33.60. From that short in PLL to a short in SHLL, and yeah, this is what's happening in SHLL. We've broken both 48. And again, I thought 47 would be a target. It happened so fast. All I will do now is trail this one to the previous bottom at 47. This can do no worse than a $2 one. I'm sure 49.50 on SHLL. Selling the news seems like the flavor of the day. Right now, $3 in the money on this SHLL short. We'll go back, of course, to our VR in just a little bit. That one hopefully giving us some entry points. The shorts are already in here. Monster winner now. It's like a $4 winner on SHLL. Going to continue to trail this one down. 46.50 will be the next trail.
Yeah, great one there. We did talk about why you want to sell that SHL out there today. Buy the rumor, sell the news. It becomes official. HLYY, I believe. Brendan gave us that symbol. Irrelevant until it changes, but thanks, Brendan, for that news back when we talked about it early in good trade there. To be short, so following kind of those rules. Okay, here we go. Space, nice win here. We'll just take it off a little bit, hit the hot dogs. We're long at 81. We're still long. We're going to take some more at 20, going through 20, but let's just celebrate here. 10-15 cent win. Just took some out 93s, and that's 12 cents. The rest is going to wait to get out 96, 97, and then we'll wait to see what it does at 20. But we did play the pullback. Look, it pulled all the way back to 1970 there. So now we're in 12 cents in the money, waiting for higher though. Of course, it looks like they're resisting the break again, but we'll just keep getting some out. We are long here at 81. Here comes 94, 95, 96. We're out now. There we go. We're out of Virgin Galactic. Nice little win there. 17 cents. And again, remember, trade your book, guys. I still do think we're going to break through 20. But when you have that kind of winner on, even if you have 1,000 shares there and it's in the money 15 cents, that's $150. You may want to take that just in case. Like, you don't have to be right breaking through 20. You could take your profit off and then put more on when it does get through 20. So there you go. Just another win right there for Virgin Galactic. And it's just small, man. All we're doing is taking small cuts. But we should have held some for at least this break. Got nervous on this 19 breakdown. But there it is. A nice little win there as we play the momentum finally the upside and take some out here on Virgin Galactic.
Yeah, I'm going to go with punch it because this one punched through in a big way. You just mentioned Tortoise, but quickly went to the higher time frame. You look at, and we mentioned this one, it's a good idea. It's a good thing to go back to some of the things that we go over in the morning. You watch all of last week. I mean, at least the last couple of sessions, this was the top 45 to 45.40. So when you get a gap fill to the downside, you get previous resistance. This was the level of pie in the sky area. The second I see it bounce off that price, forget about the trailing stop. I'll just get out manually here at 46.22. That'll be top to bottom, a nice I mean, it's going to be just shy of a $4 win here for those shares. It's an awesome structured trade. I don't get the first flush, but you get the consolidation right off of last week's highs. This gives you a great entry point, scalps them out. You get the bigger flush through 47 even. A little bit lucky that it was going down so fast. There was no reason at all to get out at 47, but it meets the top from yesterday or from last week in the afternoon, and we get out in front of it the second it bounces. One more we still have on. This is, of course, PLL. They got the deal with Tesla. Maybe I'm getting greedy here, but it's double bottoming at 28.65. I'm going to move my trail once again. If it holds this double bottom, we'll give it to 31. We'll lock in about $1.50 worth of profit. It might be catching a bid. Now, that news here is actually pretty solid for them. So at some point, you could see a ramp up on these guys. Piedmont, for now, a good little short, but could be heading back to the northbound side with this double bottom.
Okay, here goes Virgin Galactic. We're going to try a little risk on this trade, making now moves to the upside here. I don't know how high it's going to go, but we'll just wait to see here, see if we can't capture a little bit more profit than we're used to on this trade. It does have room to go, so we are liking this trade to the upside, but we're going to try to do the same thing that we've been doing on these trades, and that is just taking them out as we go for profit, and then hopefully not holding the bag when it does eventually turn. So right here, a good little trade on space right now, long at 05s, taking some out here in the teens over you guys.
Yeah, and continuing to go to the upside here is going to be INO. I know it's sliding up. It's not necessarily moving as fast as some of the other names that we're seeing. But next target, like I said, in front of 13. If you can get a move up there, I'll take another leg out. If that breaks, I'm obviously looking at 14, and we talked about that target, 14.50 to the upside. I do still have Nikola, and someone literally asked me about, I think whoever it was, I didn't see who it was, asking in the chat there about American Airlines. American Airlines is trolling me here. Cannot break through this 1280 area. The market tried to slide up. It just held a pullback, so the entry to the long, I reversed from a short into a long. Still looking like it's found some support. I do have a stop down at 1260, so I am willing to risk, like 10, 15 pennies on that. But I didn't want to see it break through the pre-market high and then test 13 even. 1298, ignore that. That was one dark pool print. The actual pre-market high is at 1286. That would be the breakthrough.
All right, we are ready now again. Everything's been going well, man. Space going to the upside right here. Workhorse continues to move. And now it's time for Sector Watch. Oh, Brendan, I like what I see there. The color is blue, and me likey.
Good day to be long, indeed. Let's have a look at the S&P 500 here. Very, very positive right across the entire board. 1.5%, in fact, for the overall S&P to the upside. Pretty tough to find weakness, but I'll start way over here in the materials group. WRK, 3.7%. Offering on WRK, so 3.9% to the downside. The rest, though, of the materials group is solidly higher on the session. So even with that, the group itself in positive territory. Real estate stocks mentioned early on this morning, some of those little REITs, big moves to the upside today. So that entire group is in positive territory. Healthcare stocks, energy shares, all positive on the day. Leading the market, though, is the banking sector. All of them in positive territory. Diversified financials, insurance companies, and all the banks. Literally all of the banks are in positive territory so far today. So big strength coming from there. Here's the travel names. We were talking about some of the airlines. UAL, AAL, and Dow. UPS, FedEx is in here somewhere. Yeah, 2.6%. FedEx is up 2.6% and tiny on this board because 2.6% in relation to the other moves. Not so good. Boeing, 5.3% today. A couple of upgrades. TXT, HWM, and URI all 4+% to the upside. Tech shares are higher. Consumer discretionaries are higher. Just talked about Gap, 6.3%. TJX, ULTA, Roast, as I mentioned, hard to find something in negative territory. Some of the staples to the downside today, but everything else nicely higher, guys. 1.46% for the S&P. Back over to you.
I got something that's lower. JE, Just Energy, I'm showing you it in Toronto so you can see my executions. I am down on one stock. Well, we'll see what happens in American Airlines. I could end up down on that
Donkey
one.
Kong.
Dependent, but look, it's just Energy. It's only sliding to the downside. I had two shorts and I'm down on the stock because the first one was a horrible entry price and the second one I didn't hold long enough. So it's continued to slide. If you were caught holding this one long, did mention that I liked it to the south side today. I just bungled trading it myself over here in Toronto. It is what it is, guys. It's going to happen to you. INO continues to move up, but PLL, I did slide my stop here. I'm still short here, 32.82. It just briefly broke that double bottom, headed southbound. If 28 goes, I will move my stop down once again and try and lock in 250 worth of profit at least, but got to break that low of 28. Looks like a good one here. In the money, $4 on PLL. This, of course, they got that Tesla contract and on our watch list, so should have been all over this one a couple of times. We finally got to it when it got to 32.33. Got the rollover short here.
Okay, guys, yes, big news here for DraftKings. No idea, actually, what the news is, but we are big move, I should have said, upside for DraftKings. Not sure on the news. Brendan will probably come with that if he can find something, but up 7% today. Obviously, NFL continues to basically have no COVID cases, so I think that's probably a positive. Baseball finally heading into the playoffs. That's going to be a positive. NASDAQ and ES moving down, but I just want to talk about DraftKings up that 6.5%. It seems like a lot of positivities, and I'm going to do the backflip as a shareholder. I'm super happy. Today on the show, we have not traded it, but what a great break that would have been if you did have the break of the pre-market. It tests it, fades back down, and third time's a charm, and we break to the high side there at the same time, roughly, that the ES breaks. So you see this is 10.18. There goes the market, and here goes, there goes Donkey Kong, and here goes, of course, we're talking DraftKings, and there goes the ES. So nothing but upside there. We are out. We have 10% of our Virgin Galactic left. Here again, we'll switch that over. You can see where we got out, man. This is exact. I mean, does something look familiar here? Bang it to the upside, bang it to the upside. Then we hold the last 10% just to get out down here if it does break 1984. So there you go. Making the money as much as we can on the initial break and then trying to hold and then getting suckered out. So we'll see if that happens again. And look, if we get dumped out again, we'll do it. You got to stay disciplined and you got to stay true to sort of how you've been trading and the success that's been coming, right? Sometimes if you step outside of your comfort zone, you may not find the success that you want. I'm going to go back to one more trade that we did have early. And again, look at this, very similar to my style. In, crushed it, out, and dropped it off. Neo, not a very good stock for me today, but it was an early banger. And now we're just hovering near the bottom. I don't see anything. It's just, it's on our watch list. We did talk about it. It's 20 million shares today. So just watch it out. I just want to bring up this little spot right here where we're approaching 1875, 1876 here on NIO. You'll know when I'm going to get ready to take a trade. This is not one of them, but just it's getting close to possibly having something on board here. I know I just talked a lot, but it's Brendan's turn.
Speaking of 20 million shares, CBAT, we were looking at this one last week, guys. If I scroll over here, you remember this thing had a big gap to the upside, and then they kind of faded it all day long on Friday. But yeah, 20 million shares on the day. It really hasn't done much. This is that CBAK Energy, so another one of those clean energy names. But 20 million shares today. It's basically been 220 to 320, and that's about it, guys.
We're going to hit a home run because baseball playoffs are going to start. I'm excited for it. Why? Because the Toronto Blue Jays are in the playoffs, believe it or not. So it's going to be a good time for me. If you're not a fan, fair enough. It is what it is. INO is not necessarily going to be the home run. It's a home run if it gets to that 14 target. It's trying to break 13 right now. We are in the money, 80 pennies on it. What I can tell you is looking pretty good is Piedmont there. PLL giving it all back. Well, not giving it all back. It was an $11 stock last week, so obviously it has a long ways to go. Fantastic for them with the deal they got with Tesla, 5-year contract. 28 just broke. So I said once it actually got through that bottom, I would move my trail once again. We're short here at 32.82. I'm going to move my trail right to this nice little 29 even area. So we can't do worse than like $3.50 winner, depending on what the slippage might be, and then we'll see how far this one wants to slide. I don't have any targets at this point. It's not like I have levels that I can work off of here, but if it starts to make a bit of a base, I can get like a $5 win. That might be worth it to get out of this one. It's been fantastic, but the news is still pretty positive on PLL, so we would expect at some point it is going to find a nice little bottom here for itself, and I'll want to make sure we've locked in profits on the way down towards it. Do want to jump over to one other, of course, and be a reoccurring theme here. Right? Like I said, I'm down on JE. I'm not down on, well, I am down on AL because we took a short first. If we can make money on this long, we'll get that money back from the short loss. But once again, trying to take out this little top here, 1280, 1285, the pre-market highs. The market sliding back down, which of course is the best. AL moving up. You gotta make sense to me.
Yeah, I was just gonna say SPI, the name that we looked at last week, of course, going, and I'm gonna take this one breaking through the top here, and it just doesn't want to stop. We've seen this over and over and over again on SPI. Obviously, some big moves last week. Spartan Energy getting into the EV space here, so it's trying to go again here anyways. Let's see what happens if it does take out the high of the day. But look, it makes a run at it and then retraces back about 30 or 40 cents. This is not a name that I'm actually trying to trade. We're just trying to play the momentum, and that would be a break, from my opinion anyways, of the high. And then just noticing, like, this is from 1070, it retraced back to 1040. So if we get a fail on the break, I got you guys. We're only going to give it from 1075 back down that 50 cents, so to about 1025. So most of these candles are about 50 cents. So let's watch it. Here it goes. It's going to take the top off. We are going to be long SPI right now. But with that, you know my out, guys, 1025. Brendan's at the big screen. There it is. So now we're long SPI. Let's see how high this one wants to go. We're long at 1080, already in the money, 15, 20 cents here. SPI looking to go parabolic. And there it goes. So bang, a nice little win right there, 40 pennies on the first bit. We just talked about that one and gave it to you live. There goes SPI. We're now in the money, 80 cents off the top here. SPI still going. What a great trip this one's been. Let's throw it back over to Brendan and we'll manage out of this position, guys.
Hey guys, yeah, currency time. Let's have a look, quick one at some of the currency markets so far today. Put the US dollar index back up on the chart here. You can see a bit of a pullback so far. We had this huge move from 92.80 up to 94.80 almost last week. Bit of a pullback, a little bit overdue. We broke this recent kind of resistance area around that 93.75, 94 area. So back to the upside for the US dollar, but pulling in recently. So that means that some of these are going to be in positive territory, including the euro, the Canadian dollar. Look at the British pound making the biggest move today, 0.9%, almost back to 129 for the British pound. So the big winner on the day, the pound, Japanese yen, Swiss franc in negative territory. A little bit of a move back towards equities again today. We're seeing volatility coming off, so these are lower. Australia, New Zealand basically unchanged. Australia was a lot higher than that. Bitcoin and Ethereum also in positive territory, but you can see this Bitcoin kind of struggling at 10,900. We've been in that kind of 10,800 to 900 area for the past few days. Needs to get away from that, it looks like. Ethereum, though, once again leading 2.5% to the upside. Back over to you.
Thank you very much, Brendan. We're going to go with, I don't know, go to the back into the bag here of tricks for an old one. Jackpot on PLL. Look, I talked about it possibly finding a base. The first little pushback was here at 27. It did trail me out here, 27, 66 or so. So it's going to be a nice win for us, guys. It's a $5 win on the last little bit. We did take some out initially for about $1.30. Then the next leg down, we're going to take $2.50 on it. And then a $5 win on the last quarter of the position here. So PLL moving to the front of the board for me. It's going to be my top stock of the day. But we do have another position on, which is doing, I would say, rather nicely. It just gave its first little pullback here in INO. We talked about the 12 even break. I would have liked to dip by. We mentioned this one. It was on our watch list. I said if it dips into 10, we'd take it. I did miss that trade, getting busy with a couple of other things off the open. It then gave you this opening range break at 12 even. We got that trade at least. Now breaking through 1350. 14 to 1450 was the target area. Once it slips up there and turns around or finds any kind of a consolidation sideways level, I will be getting out. It's a fantastic one. I can trail to 1350 now, but I really do think there's a chance we get to that 14 area. And if you sort of go back into last week, I'll give you the 3-minute here. Simply that little bottom. So this was support in last week's action. Of course, the gap down on the halt of their trial. But it was like the device you're using to inject the vaccine, not actually the vaccine itself. Looks like the first pullback is coming into 1350 here. Might end up being a $1.50 winner, but I'll take that all day, every day here in INO.
Okay, guys, I'm just tweeting this out right now about SPI. Those of you that want to follow us, you can follow us all. But SPI right now, it's hilarious. My order was at 11:42, right where it halted. We did have an offer out there. We never got filled. We should have punched out. Normally, when I'm stuck in a halt, it's a bad thing. So watch out right now. But we are in this halted name, so we will just put this out and make sure that let's see where it goes from here. But SPI, good little trade. We're in at 1080 right now. Out for 20% upside right there, and we'll hold the rest and just see where it goes. While we got excited for that one, our space did fall down. We did save ourselves a little bit of money there on getting out at 85, as it did tank down to 70 and change. So we did try that last run, and did we try it? Yes, we did. We actually made some decent money on that one, but let's just see here. If it wants to test 20 again, we can probably grab that just to see where it goes. Workhorse again. We're still long. Oh, that broke VWAP. I don't even think I have an out for this one. We have 5% of our positions left. This was, again, a good trade. Didn't maximize it at the top, but did get out of a decent amount. I have to keep my eyes focused here on SPI. I'll put it out, like I said, and you guys can follow it, but that's where we're long. We're long right off here, and we're glad, man. I gave that to you guys as we were watching it happen, so hopefully that's worth the price of admission. My mic just fell. Price of admission is free. Hopefully my mic is okay, and you guys can still hear me.
Hopefully it is okay. We'll floss off I&O here, guys. It just rolled over. Talking about 14 to 14.50 as a target. Got to 13.80, then it turned. I trailed it here at 50. So, like I said, it could last a little bit. Could be $1.50. That's basically what it ends up being. It was a fantastic breakout trade. This one, of course, on our watch list, and I liked it to the long side a couple of ways here. Brendan, what do you have for us, buddy?
Yeah, what a bounce on that I&O. Nice move back up. AQST, another therapeutics type of name. 33% to the downside. They also had an FDA ruling that was not in their favor today. So AQST to the downside. This is not virus related, but just broke 5 again on decent volume. Still 34% for this one, though, guys.
Just going to jump back to one other position now that we just got out of I&O, and good timing because look at that, all the way back into 13. So good out here when 13.50 broke. I do want to jump over back to Nikola. The entire EV space obviously in play. Nikola came all the way up, retested the top at like 19.50, literally right where my stop was on our initial short position. Does not break, so I still am holding on to it. I had a break-even stop. Otherwise, I just want to be sitting in this. As long as it does not take out this level here at 19.15, I'll probably be short this, unless it holds 18 and gives you a double bottom action. Maybe I get out and take my dollar and run a second time here in Nikola. But I want to stay net short in this one. Still down 5%, still under a lot of pressure. Why not play with house money here and play the trend to the downside of Nikola?
Yeah, okay, and yeah, good call there. Uh-oh, what was that? Oh, space short. Oh, man, yeah, see, there we go. Mistake there. Did not mean to get into that one, so let's just get out of space short right now before we get fried on that one. But there we go, we're out. Okay, what just happened here? We didn't get fried at all on that. What just happened there was an upside move in SPI. We were able to get some out of 11.50, right where basically it opened. It does test as high as 12, but yeah, it looks like the momentum on this name here, people trying to trade it properly this time, maybe. So we're in right now. It's a 50-cent win. Our best out is up here somewhere now. We're waiting to see if it can retest 70. But look, I mean, the parabolicness of SPI, it may not go today like it's been going in the past. Obviously, brokers now probably have their shorts. I'm going to cancel this anyway, see if we can get back to 12. If we break 12, let's see the next high. Let's sit at 12.50 just to see if that does happen. But we're out again of the majority of our SPI. So let's just wait to see how high this thing wants to go. Upside right now, just having a hard time. Right where it opened back, 11.40, 11.50. Maybe a good spot to get out of this one and just celebrate our 70 cents, guys.
Yeah, it's all about celebrating the profits. Like, we're getting to that 11 o'clock hour. This is that time of day where you have to consider, the market might start to slow down a little bit. You might want to consider not giving away too much of your profits. Look for ideas for afternoon trade when things might pick up just a little bit more. I do want to jump back over to another name from our watch list, that Lithium America Corporation made a bit of a bottom, and it's actually now holding this 10 even area. It's a sympathy play, of course, with Tesla making a deal with Piedmont. So this one I actually thought might even be a better sell. That actually hasn't turned out to be true just yet. but the day isn't over. If it takes out this 10 level again to the downside, might start selling back in. It's only up 18%, however. I mean, I shouldn't say only up 18%. That's actually a good number. But compared to what we saw in Piedmont, that's actually nothing. So there is a little bit of room for it to come back in on a 10 break to the downside. I'm not as juiced about this trade as I was in the pullback in Piedmont, but it's certainly one to watch. I do want to come back. I don't want to shy away from GE. JE, sorry, it's starting to come back to the upside. This is U.S. prices. I would be looking to fade into this one, 35 or 36 shorts. The equivalent over in Toronto, where I would put the trade on, is right here into 46. So if it pulls back up to that 45, 46 range in Toronto, that's the equivalent price in New York, if that's where you happen to be following me, guys.
Yeah, good look there. We do have access to all markets, almost all markets around the world, including, I think we're up to 62 or 63 from Day Trade the World. So good look there. We can easily just switch. That's why you always see us not struggle, but we got to go between NQ, which you see up here, and NY and whatnot, because various symbols are interchangeable. Not even same company, but just same symbol, different exchange. Okay, so we did take off another 10% as it does come back. We got out for flat there, so SPI still a big stock, not going to be my largest stock of the day unless we run up. We're going to see if it gives another test at 12, but that's coming sooner rather than later. SPI back on the move, another 30-cent win. Let's throw it to the big screen with Miss V.
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. Europe is in a very positive territory today. Warsaw is leading up 3.84%. Germany is up 3.12%. France is up 2.43%, and Britain is up 1.86%. Diageo is keep moving up after saying that it had made a strong start to its fiscal year 2021. I'll keep you updated and back to traders.
And back to Snowflake. I mean, I feel like we've maybe been neglecting the stock a little bit. I see you guys talking about it a little bit on the chat here. It's getting to that $250 level. Now remember, this guy's a 120 issue price, opening up like 100%. It did make sort of a hard top here. If you just go to the daily chart, made a hard top above $300. Now you are getting a strong move. We initially sold off when it made that hard top, but you're making a strong move back towards some of these highs. 255 is sort of an obvious resistance point. 250 would be the next one. It's actually giving you a bit of a triple top here around this 246. I like the opportunity to maybe get into a short position if I can on a rollover, but it's nearing a secondary breakout, and that would be from right here, that 46, into either this 50 or that 55. So it either has to come back down below 245 or make a test higher before I jump into Snowflake. This train is left the station and up another, look, top to bottom, it's going to show you almost 10%. Of course, if you go to the close, I mean, this stock, 225. It's been an insane move in snow. It does get thinly traded at times, so it can be deceiving to see right now a 12-cent spread. When it breaks levels, that opens up to like 50 cents to $1 at times. So you have to anticipate that much slippage when you're considering where your stop order should be.
Yeah, Snowflake, again, another name that I'd love to get into for a longer-term play. I'll let you know when that price is right for me. I was thinking 180, but yeah, now we're at 250, so got to wait for that one. One name that I'm glad we got into really early as an investor, DraftKings just keeps on making new highs, man, and I know my theory, again, I don't know, they probably got upgraded today, we'll find out, but the theory there was that obviously NBA is making the finals, there should be a lot of gambling going on through there. NFL's had a very, very successful open to their season. I feel like COVID-wise anyways, I don't know what the ratings are like. And then you also do have some of the baseball playoffs starting, and then of course college football back in the swing of things. I saw a lot of that happening this weekend as well. So DraftKings, wow, up 9%. Like, this is insane, Brendan.
Don't actually see anything as far as today is concerned, but remember, guys, the end of last week we had both Penn and DraftKings multiple upgrades on the space, and it was basically off the back of what Sean just mentioned there, all of the sports coming back, Major League Baseball getting into postseason. So yeah, another day of big moves for DraftKings. KNDI one here. KNDI, I remember this one from way back when we were trading it on the show. Another one with ties to the EV space, guys, just popping up on a volume scanner. You can see big volume spike there as we took out day highs, up 7% for this one, guys.
Yeah, I just quickly here, I am going to take Penn long. just because I've seen enough of this now with DraftKings. Penn making moves to the high side there. It is trying to take out this day's high. I don't have anything to go on. I mean, obviously, we'd love to get it back here at 770. Let's just see if Penn also takes out the day's high. And we'll engage in a long at this price. If we can get it upside, well, not if we can get it, when we get it, I assume it's going to break at some point. 71.65, and then we'll just see where we push high side on Penn. But right now, waiting for that to happen. Doesn't look like he wants to do it right this second. But if it does come back in, again, this is not one. I don't want to build a position on this. It's a little violent. 70.50 here would be a good spot if you are into some Penn. But right now, I'd like it just to play the momentum off the top. And then once we get to that level, upside after that, we'll have to look at a daily chart. It looks like we may be near, we are getting near all-time highs of Penn, which would be 75. So there is room to run if we do break this. So not super worried. I don't think we're paying the ultimate high, but we are obviously taking out the day's high here. Only up 2%. Let's see if Barstool Sports and Penn wants to join Donkey Kong and put it through.
Yeah, of course, like Donkey Kong, DraftKings. So I love the nicknames. Look, you're going to hear us do that from time to time, try to have a little bit of fun. It's an old trader thing. I do want to jump back over to JE. I mentioned in Toronto prices, I was going to look for the rollover 45, 46. Was able to pick up some shares short at 45.5. It's worth noting, you guys that are watching it in New York, it'll trade at like tenths of a cent, but over here in Toronto, if it's under 50 cents, you're only going to see a half penny spread, which to me, it's an advantage because it allows you to give a bigger tick increment when you're taking a position in terms of taking profits at least, guys. So a little more flexibility here to contrast that with what you might see over in New York, and this is part of the reason I prefer trading it. I mean, look at this. You're trading at a 1/10 of a cent is the spread here. So a little bit more clean trading in Toronto if you're looking at a penny stock. But I got the short here, 45.5 in Toronto. The corresponding price was this 35 area that I mentioned to you guys over in JE. This was a great trade last week. Volume, 25 million in Toronto, 67 million trading in New York. I can also give you, update you on Nikola here. Still, workhorse sliding to the downside. Needs to break this little bottom. If we get down to 18 again and can't break it, I will get out for the dollar winner and just sort of wash my hands of this trade. But it hasn't broken my stop. Still in the money on Nikola short.
And we'll do a little wink action because bang, there it is. Look at Workhorse. We go wink, wink, wink all day long. And look at this name, guys. Now, $1 in the money, $1.20 in the money, $1.25 in the money. Workhorse right now, Brendan, parabolic move off the bottom. No idea what happened to Workhorse there. Fades off of this, whatever this is called, VWAP. When we're in this much money here, we have no idea what to talk about. VWAP break, upside here on Workhorse. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. The carousel continues. $28. I don't know, could stop there, who knows? But we're in this Workhorse name. Let's take it out a little bit. It goes all the way to 27.20. Actually, let's hold on until we find out where the name is. Oh yeah, and by the way, Penn, we did take a little bit of that one as well. Long at 68s, trying to get some out here at 90s. Unfortunately, we ignored that. It goes all the way up to $72. Normally, that's a spot where we have resting orders because we don't want it to run basically to what it just did. Hit certain key levels and then come back down. So unfortunately, we didn't notice that, but there goes Penn, still up there, 50 cents in the money. And we just take it out. Boom! We had a little bang action right there. Let's keep going, guys. Upside there on PENN. There it is. We go back-to-back jacks, and we run the money through the washing machine today as it just keeps spitting out $100 bills. I don't even know what those are. Hopefully they're not dollar bills. But here we go upside. Money being made there. Nice little out on Penn. And you can see Workhorse. We'll wait to see if there's anything on this one. But upside move on Workhorse, guys.
Yeah, big time movement there. I'm going to give you a JE also sliding down. We just talked about it. Just took some legs out here. Every half penny, we're just going to go and work out of this trade. I still have that 45.5. I think it can get back to 40 even. I want to be shorting pops, 46 in Toronto, and then working it out all the way down to 40. So a nice trade over there.